Welcome to the Ordinals Are Dead show. This is a sunny day in Los Angeles on a fine Thursday, and we are dead, and we are fighting for our lives here in Ordinals.
We're fighting.
Yep. We're fighting.
Are we winning?
I don't know.
It's a good fight. It's a good fight.
I think it's a veritable tug of war.
Veritable.
Nice to meat you guys. Really good to meet you guys.
Thank you so much for having us today.
Before.
Yeah.
What's your name? Troy Galak? Kalak?
Kalak.
Okay,
yeah,
thank
I
you.
thought I heard a G in there. You used the hard G.
It's at the bottom now.
Oh,
okay.
You should be able
Troy
to see it on
Kalak.
screen. Yeah, the proper pronunciation.
Oh
here.
my God, Boo! I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you. I'm 4 times older than Boo, and I can't wait till he reads my eulogy at my own. Anyway, I'm gonna be.
How much older are you than Frank?
Frank who?
Frank DeGods.
Probably what is
3
he?
times,
Is
I
he
think.
23? What is
Yeah, I
he?
think
23?
3 times, yeah.
Oh, I'm 27, so
Okay.
4 years
I
older.
thought he was 26.
I don't know.
I think he's 24, so yeah, give or take around there.
25.
Before we get to Frank, though.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing?
I'm doing really well. I think I'm excited to be back this week, man. It's the 6th episode. We've had a lot of fun. I'm excited for the rest.
Dude, we're about to get tore up in Art Basel. We'll get to that
Oh my
later.
gosh,
and then I want to talk about your tattoo. How you been? And let's talk about this tattoo.
I'm doing great. I didn't get booted off the show. Last week I felt FOMO. I felt left out, but you guys did a great job. Statues did a really good job on the show. Speaking of my tat, it hurts.
Ooh.
But
Damn.
we got most of it done. Still got to get the shoulder done. It's not complete. I got 2 more sessions, but I feel good.
How-
It's all bandaged, all spoiled.
Let me ask you, how much did that cost?
Um,
That's got to be a pretty Bitcoin, a pretty bit penny.
it costs like 0.05 Bitcoin.
Nice.
0.05 Bitcoin.
I will not stop until I have an entire Bitcoin worth of tattoos on my body.
Wow.
What if the market goes up?
Like, I don't get more bodies. Like, I don't know what to tell
We
you.
got to get more ink. And it goes
More
down.
body bags,
if
baby.
it goes down, you'd have to get.
If it goes down, you got to scalp me.
You got to get laser removal. Well, listen, Frank DeGods pushing Ordinals. Let's set this up here real quick. So
Yeah, huge week, right?
Yeah.
Huge week for DeGods this past week. They announced, I think, Clarify, right? That was what it was, and of course they announced just I think like 40 different things as a part of that.
Yes.
Ordinals was there, right? And
a few times.
Yeah.
And we know that he's a Bitcoin maxi. It's
Yeah.
not like he just did the BTC DeGods and he was just trying things out. I mean, of course, he was trying something out, and it was a bullish mint, and it did well, and it's holding the floor root.
yeah, 0.4, 0.5, I think.
The floor flew. So how do we? So like the DeGods are. The BTC DeGods are pumping. So why so? Is it because of that announcement? And how do people feel about Frank coming in for Ordinals again? Or is he doing that? Or is it just pumping that? Are they going to be doing something down there at all?
I mean, it's good because Frank dropped DeGods. I remember, this was actually in March. I remember because I was actually in the Philippines trying to go for the mint. I fucked up. I didn't get the mint. But it's cool because he kind of did the mint, and then it was kind of just left alone.
Yeah.
In, like the side, like cool, it's official DeGods, but like they didn't really do anything Ordinals related. Like sure, he hopped in the space once, like talked about it a bit, but now like they officially went and said, okay, we're really gonna push it. Ordinals has a really big upside in terms of the other ecosystems, and like they're taking control of the official Twitter account. Like it just seems like they're really taking BTC DeGods and like actually like really integrating it and giving care to it, which I think like it's about time. That's why like the flu counter like just started pumping because like oh shit, there's actually things to do with DeGods on Bitcoin now.
I mean, is there? I mean, certainly a lot of other investors went in on this 0.33 mint. This happened back in March or April, whatever.
Dude, it was like an instant 3x. Like it was fucking nuts.
No, for sure. But is there even a Discord for that community, or is it just like some of the DeGods and Utes holders? Maybe. I mean, I don't know if they could have afforded it.
I don't think there's not a separate Discord, but you have it inside the D I think Labs. Discord.
Yeah.
So like if you're a Bitcoin DeGod holder, you get that role.
Okay, so aside from all these other activations with content creating, because they have a bullish community, I'm just curious if anything might happen. He's not alluding to that. He's just saying, Bitcoin is king, and he's iterated on some things on the timeline.
I think it's just going to be
block he owns.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be more of a focus on the Bitcoin side. I think he's trying to hire a couple people as well. So I don't know, maybe some people are watching this and would like to apply for whatever roles they're doing.
Yeah.
And then also, it looks like I think the rest of the ordinal space is really interested in this, and they're hoping that it turns out to be,
I mean, listen,
really good time.
I personally feel that that they're I would, if I were in Ordinals and I said, Ordinals timeline all day long, it's kind of like seeing Portal Coin. It's just like a word that, to me, I would
What
get
the
that.
hell is that, by the way?
It's a scam. It's a rug. Like they're doing a great Twitter marketing
Oh
thing
my
where like the
gosh.
more you tweet, like literally the more you tweet the word Portal Coin, the more Portal Coin
It
you
seems
get.
like Tipcoin V2 or something like that.
Essentially, that's
do you
what
remember
it
that?
is.
I don't necessarily think, Jonah, I love Jonah Blake, man. I just love that
He
guy.
roasts everything,
No,
man.
no, but he gave a very sound, you have to look through the way he delivers things. I don't care. He's a very smart guy, and he broke down pros and cons of that thing. We were not supposed to be talking about Portal Coin.
Wait,
today,
why are we
by the way.
talking about off-chain things right
no,
now?
but it's not. Yeah, but it's not. I don't think it's a rug. But I would be careful about SEC stuff and just whatever like that. But so I just think anybody tweeting about Ordinals or Bitcoin, especially like a goat like Frank or somebody who's looked upon by most people as a young sort of savant prodigy who's doing really well. But I'm bullish on that. Anybody who's building over there. But I do think that we have to be careful that when we say like Ordinals are this and Bitcoin is this, that it's like we don't have it all figured out.
No.
And it seems like a lot of the tweets and even myself, like when I'm writing a tweet, sometimes I'm just writing at the best, what I think is a turnkey tweet, whether it's about Ordinals or not. And if I don't mention Ordinals, it gets less engagement if I just said, Ordinals are dead. And it's like 1,000 likes. It's like, okay. Like, or it's like
I think that's our sort of like GM in the Ordinal space.
Yeah,
like,
I just
you know what I mean?
I
Like,
just feel
It
like
lucky is like we need
Yeah.
like every good space needs their little culty message, and ours is Ordinals are dead.
yeah, well,
Ordinals.
I like that the Ordinals
so
people
are we.
talk about Ordinals, but like, don't be afraid to talk about other interesting things for in lieu of any likes that you might be getting. Quit sucking the dick of the likes.
I think
is my take on that.
to sort of round out that topic, and I think continue though on this topic of like goats, right? You have Gordon Goner.
Turkish goats.
Right? Yeah, Turkish goats.
We have goats.
You have obviously you have Gordon Goner.
Wait,
he's
right?
Turkish?
And
but tomato ketchup is vegan, right? Tomato ketchup's Turkish. Yes.
Yes.
Tomato ketchup was one of the former partners of Yuga.
but Gordon Goner took a shower this past week, right? For the Taproot Wizards.
Okay, he took a shower this week. What's that all about? He went on a big shopping spree on ETH, and
Hold up. Rate his shower.
I'm gonna
I saw his shower. Listen, I like the guy. He's great. He brought a lot of energy back, brought a lot of his money back to the ecosystem as far as ETH goes. But he took this shower. It really wasn't a shower. He stepped in, and I watched it today before I left because I wanted to see what the vision was. He stepped in, and then he turned it on, and he said ouch or whatever, and he fumbled and he cut. And I was like, hey, I feel like he kind of took my idea from my shower, which is just you can't do. You just can't.
No.
So
you didn't even shower.
Like, I mean, Udi even said it himself. Like, I know how to cut through the noise with some turnkey comedy. But no, I don't think it was a shower.
It was a half shower, right?
It was a half shower.
Like, would you say that? Like,
And then
he would
he-
still
wait.
smell after that shower?
Say it again.
Like, do you think that he would still smell after that shower?
Oh yeah, with all those tattoos and that greasy hair, I think he would have. Yeah, Gordon, I love you, buddy. I don't even know you, but it's okay. I don't care.
But what's interesting is what they ended up putting in that Taproot Wizard specifically. That's so different than all. It was like a bunch of bubbles. There's a bunch of attention to details there.
Dude, it was a sick wizard.
Okay,
It's a really sick wizard, yeah.
Well, let's back up. So
Yeah.
he took this half-ass shower, and then he got this awesome-looking, in-depth, secretive kind of Easter egg,
Yes.
bubbly Taproot Wizard, as you're talking about. Like, talk about a half-ass win there.
Yeah.
For a dub there. But he's also Gordon Goner. He has a bigger name than
He's a goat.
he's a goat. So what's happening? I mean, is he just going to be buying stuff over here? Is he helping
I
Yuga
think it's-
out? What's going on here?
I think it's one of the first signs, right? I think he's obviously looking at Ordinals as something that's interesting, a little bit of fun. And I imagine that, Yuga does even more stuff on Bitcoin, as well as he does a little collecting, like he's been doing the past, I don't know, couple weeks now, sweeping a bunch of these different floors.
Yeah. And the other thing I'm noticing is that like these people are looking to the small community of Ordinals, and also outside of it, like during this past bear market, this community of like whatever chain you're on got tighter and tighter.
Yeah.
It got smaller and smaller. And so quality projects over some other, incidental meme coins and stuff that, rugged or.
Wait, when you say community's getting smaller and smaller,
Well, like
in terms of-
tighter, Not smaller because
Like
a lot
tighter knit?
tighter
Like everyone's
knit,
cooler than
tighter
each
knit,
other?
and more valued projects.
Okay.
So when somebody like him asks, what should I shop? He's probably going to see more truth than back in 2021, 2022, when everybody's like saying just buy this or buy that because everything was minting. Does that follow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
I don't know.
I like the whole intro. Like besides the half-ass shower. And not being exactly clean. It's like an intro, you get me? It's like a tiny pill, like here's an ordinal, like come check it out. And now you have one ordinals and you see the whole ecosystem, you see all the community members in it. So I feel like it'll naturally make you go, well, like what more is there?
Yeah, I think
And
that's
you
one of
kind
the
like,
best.
It's like a pill, it's like a little intro, it's a Trojan horse.
It's one of the best ways I think to intro people is by giving them, of course, like free stuff. I think
It is.
I did this past week. There's 2 haters on Twitter. Sort of, I think Alex Finn, right? NFT God, as well as who is it? Nick from
NFT God and NFT Nick. NFT Nick.
Nick is
right?
he's a puppy profile picture,
Yes,
right?
they all
okay,
think ordinals are stupid, right? OMB's just bunch of scribbles, and
Ordinals are
so
grift.
they said that rare sats was stupid or something like that. And I said, listen, if you think it's so stupid, send me your taproot and I'll send you one. And they both dropped their taproot.
Wait, they deadass did?
So we onboarded them to rare sats and ordinals. Just
Dude,
like that.
that's amazing. Did you see Hodl?
Yes,
Hodl's video of NFT Nick, and then poor Easy Eats. But with the bodagos, this other character's like beating up the bodago. I mean, congratulations, Hodl. You're very funny, man. You do a lot of great memes.
Yep.
I'll tag you later when I'll tell you that we talked about you on the show and all the wonderful
He
work you're doing.
snipes the memes. He literally snipes them.
He does. Oh, good call.
Yeah.
Let's move on to mempool snipers. Okay, so mevbots. So mevs literally are on Bitcoin now, right? So mevbots are not in that style, but the idea of this kind of thing.
It's similar. So like from ETH, if you ever botted, like contract botted or got fucked and got sandwiched when you're buying a shitcoin, essentially the same thing is now able to occur on Bitcoin. People figured out that even if you have a whitelist for a project, your whitelist could get front run if you just kind of like take their transaction from the mempool and pay a higher fee. So what happened with the order bots, man, is all whitelist mints were getting front ran by bots and literally getting like sniped out the mempool. And I think that's so bullish
sniped.
for ordinals.
I got sniped.
You got sniped?
Yeah, I got sniped.
Wait. I want to hear about your
Yeah.
snipe. But you said is what? You said this is
I
what?
said this is bullish as fuck for ordinals.
Okay, so he says it's bullish for ordinals, and you got sniped. So how do you
Yeah.
feel about getting sniped? Because that probably has a lot to do with.
I mean, I have to agree with Boo that I think it's bullish that you have people doing that, but the fact that I got sniped, maybe not so bullish. I don't know. It does suck though. Like I was looking
Absolutely
forward
sucks.
to Ordibots. I mean, they obviously have had an amazing run over these past couple days, and yeah, I don't have it. But supposedly I'm supposed to get an airdrop or something with a fresh trait.
Oh, good for you. You have to take a half-ass shower, or you just get
No, I
for
just
free?
get it for free because
You
I
gotta
got
snipe
front run.
someone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
someone sniped me.
You,
So
I could smell your feet from your shoes.
They're
You're
nice,
so
huh?
dirty. You're
I'm
so dirty. You half-ass showering guy. So there's talks of Leo put out a good a tweet thread, and then Trevor actually commented on his thread about the mev stuff and the mempool snipers and stuff, and he said this will be fixed in a couple of weeks. Don't worry about it, like tooling and stuff like that. And sure, but we're talking about PvP warfare, you have snipers and now you have tools to combat that, right? So it's kind of interesting. It's like two people going to war. The person that wants the intended asset that is probably hype, and the sniper who's gonna fucking outbid you or front run you. So what are some potential solutions you think might happen from this? I don't know.
Well, they already kind of came up with solutions where if you're the minter, you would do some sort of thing where you sign the transaction out only to the whitelisted address. So that's a way of straight up stopping it, because you don't have basically the permission from the minter if you're just a random botter. So that's one way that they're talking about solving it. I think it's really cool that basically immediately that happened. Everybody was freaking out, oh my God. But a lot of the really smart Bitcoin devs we have were well, there's a way to fix it. We just got to work on fixing it. So it's cool that there was immediately a solution present.
Yeah.
But in terms of sniping, I feel kind of with how Bitcoin works, it's hard to stop sniping on the secondary market. Because you don't need, maybe I don't know how the tooling's
No, I think the incentives are just off.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know
If
what I
you're
mean?
sniping
what
from
do you-
secondary, unless you fat finger.
What do you mean by that? The
Well,
incentives are
I
off?
think the main reason why this was probably so great for this sniper, who we still don't know who it was. I'm sure in maybe a couple
Inside-
weeks or something we'll know.
inside job.
Yeah, maybe it was inside job, but the incentives for you to do it on secondary don't make any sense, right?
Yeah, they don't.
You know what I mean? So it only makes sense on primary or, you know, with a launch pad, I think, at least right now.
Yeah, unless a project pumps again and they want to
Yeah.
do that. But I'm wondering if they have, like, you know, some of these bots that signal when the project is pumping, so they can go get their sniping materials up and do that, kind of like
Probably,
what's
but
happening.
There is.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
bots, there's groups that have. So it's actually really interesting. There's some alpha groups out there that actually have like these botting forms out. So let's say you have a whitelist, and this is for Bitcoin. Let's say you have a whitelist for a Bitcoin project, or you want to kind of guarantee a mint. There's alpha groups that have these bots that you could sign up with. And they're called slots, usually is how, like, is the term that I'm used to. And you just give them your private key and fund it, and they'll bot it up, and you get your mint. And so it's a whole service. There's like a whole botting ecosystem for ETH that's slowly coming to Bitcoin.
As a little aside, as we're talking about botting, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Fomojis 2.0, we don't have this as a topic, but they're minting, I think, soon.
Yeah, they're
And-
Fomojis, by the way. You're minting on December 5th, Sanj. I think you're going to be in Miami. Please. I don't please. Just I
you
want
a
to be
box.
able to like leave the club, you know, 9 pills deep and just like, you know, I'll have my laptop around my neck and I'll try to find
go
the
at it.
hot spot. But please, other than that, Node Monks and Fomojis, please stop minting during unless it's at a gallery.
Bro, go have fun.
Please,
Go to the club.
Let
Go
us
drop your
fucking party
mint.
over here. Know what's going on, banging bros.
The thing I was just going to say, though, about Fomojis and the botting was they're having a party in, I think, Miami. I don't know if Sanj is going to be there, but the Hawk
He
put
may or may
out an invite form for it, and they got like over 50,000 responses in like a couple
For
hours.
what?
Yeah, for the party, right? Because people are botting it. People are botting it.
Yeah,
right?
Why
of
would
course.
you? What's the point of botting a
Because
party?
no, but people are thinking no, the bots don't know that it's a party. Obviously,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
think it's for the boxes,
Oh,
right? So
okay.
they're just botting the fuck out of anything the Hawk or Fomojis does, right? So
Okay.
I don't know. It's just wild.
dude,
to me.
and now we're talking about Fomojis, like that floor is like 0.39. Where the fuck did that come from? And you know, and I was talking to my team. I was like, because half of them are Aussies, and now they're
Yeah.
friends. And any Aussies
Are all Aussies friends in the Ordinals ecosystem?
they
It's
try.
crazy. Like the Aussies represent.
They do in Hollywood too. There's a lot of Aussie actors here, but we won't talk about that. So like, I was asking my team. I was like, dude, like this art, you know, and I knew when they came out, and Sanj, I was in the Discord since the beginning, but I'm like, that floor is like creeping up on OMB. It's creeping up, you know, BTC DeGods, and it's holding strong. And I was talking to my partners, and they were like, it's because he's a tech genius and he's building, and that's what they believe in. It was his guess, and I'm like, would you agree?
No, I definitely agree. And the thing with Sanj, or just a lot of founders I notice, is they go and reach out and they personally get these sales. And he's a really good salesman. Like, he gets people, and he's very genuine.
Dude,
and like, he just shows people what he's building, and people believe in him, and people buy it, and they should.
That's-
That's investing in a person.
That is the sick cunt Aussie thing. Excuse me, I'm working on the accent. That is what that is, because Ordlord from our team does the same thing. He's a business finance guy, and he just manages teams, and that's what he's doing.
Does he reach? So he like reaches out
He-
individually to get sales.
So he goes into like the MVP Discord and, you know, meme land and like the KP DAO, and he just talks about the ecosystem. Rarely is
About the
shilling.
Ordinals ecosystem?
Yeah, he's just the ecosystem, and he's talking about
educating.
it. And they believe in his trades because he's traded, you know, really well, and we follow the same trades, and we help each other, and we invest in the same things. So that's what he did. He gives a crash course. And by no force, and I imagine that Sanj might be the same way, and I think it's like one wallet at a time, one curated great wallet that is like long lasting and going to stay, knowing why we stay here, because there's some beauty in it, even though we have some things to fine tune on Bitcoin.
Wait, that's actually, so I like something you brought up that's like really sick to me. So I actually get a lot of my sales, like a lot of the booth sales I have are like me going in person and just like kind of talking about booze, and they're like, when like BitGod just was just like, oh, about what? I was like, oh shit.
Yep.
But you said that Ordlord is a really good trader, so he's respected. So when he talks about Ordinals, his words has like a lot of wave and a lot of push and pull because of that.
Yes,
That's super interesting.
Yes, every text he does in a business DM that I'm in with him, it's very well done, and I can see how it's a turnkey way, how he's communicating and
sick.
corresponding. It's like he's not to fade, and I don't just
Liquidity
say that.
follows the liquidity.
Yeah, and you get attention that way because you're building up something of value. But so So speaking of, why don't we go to Node Monks since we're talking about, we just brought them up, and then we'll go back to the other thing before that. So and Sanj, I'll tag you later so you can see what we talked about
Sanj.
on Femojis. You sick cunt. I got to work on that. So Node Monks, we talked about them last week. They have this whitelist now, which is, at first it was the founders of a project in Ordinals could get an allocation amount from their community based on a charity list that the Node Monks have that you choose from, and then you would suggest or propose a number of how much each mint would cost, and say we want, like, say 50 mints and at $100 a piece, and so we'd have to gather $5,000, and then
whatever it is,
and if we got okayed by the Node Monks with the charity and the proposal that we have, put forth. So while, listen, I love the Node Monks. Sometimes I talk with them in the DMs, and they're really funny, and they keep things close to the chest. I'm not anybody special. I'm sure they do that with several people. But the thing is that the charity thing is a great idea. The only problem I have with it is that degens, or people just that buy art and PFPs, they are conditioned to get something for the money that they're putting forth. Even if they're going to get rugged, it was their decision that they thought they were going to get something or are going to get something. In this case, this whitelist is not totally guaranteed, even though Node Monks say that they will have more whitelist opportunities leading up to their mint before the 13th or something like that. Yeah. So that is the one issue that I see, is that how will, people believe in charities and they'll give money over, but when you give money to a charity, you're not really expecting anything except the gratification of you doing and putting your money towards that charity, and possibly just that tax credit by the, it's a tax write-off.
Oh man!
So I just brought up a lot of stuff, and this, and I'm, and
it just seems like we already talked about this last week, but it really just seems like a logistical nightmare. I can only imagine that they've received like over 1,000 different emails from, of course, 1,000 different individuals or companies. I don't know how big the team is, but I assume it's not huge to go through all of that in the next. I mean, what is that? To the 13th, that's like 15, 16 days? That's a lot of like.
Why at that point? Like, it is a nightmare. It sounds like a nightmare. I'm like sending them an email. I'm like, bro, they're gonna get like 1,000 other fucking emails. They're not even gonna see mine.
We know everyone from every single community though wants Node Monks and knows about Node Monks.
But it's like, at that point, why not just do a paid mint and then just donate the money to charity? It sounds so much easier. Yeah.
So I think the team might be small, and this is why I think so, because this was early. It was an early inscription. What, sub 100K, right?
Yep.
10,000. Okay. Who was here during that time doing something of that magnitude that was not known? Like, everybody that did something was kind of known, maybe except BTC Punks, which was like a 10,000 copy for copy, whatever.
Extremely known.
Okay,
yeah.
So then you got Node Toshi, right? And then were you on that space the other day when they asked him to speak, and he just played a song, and it was a great funny thing and whatever. And
it was a monkey song or
so
something.
You got a bunch of, you got Boo Toshi, you got Node Toshi, but then I'm thinking, like, is this like Rock Toshi? Like, I know you motherfuckers know. I know that you know, and you can keep your lips sealed, but like, you can also fucking tell us. But my point is that when they announced this whitelist, I noticed that the DMs, look, I don't expect, like, just because I DM you, you're going to DM me right back. But since I've been DMing them, we've been having casual, funny discourse, like all bangers. They're really funny. They're funny people. Maybe it's one person. I don't know. And so I know it took 2 or 3 days for them to get back. And I noticed that their workload must have, maybe they're handling it. I mean,
I don't know.
They don't seem like complainers. I mean, we wouldn't know. So
it just seems like not only for them, but also to then go to the charities and have them figure out the TXNs and confirm that, and like
it's a nightmare.
Not, yeah,
it's
just not only the emails, but like I think after that is really difficult.
Okay, wait. Question: How
we could be totally wrong.
How controversial can I get on this show?
I think pretty controversial.
Try it. Go.
Okay, so
go, Boo.
I don't know. So this isn't league. No Toshi. Don't get mad at me. No monkeys. Don't get mad at me. Please still give Boo's whitelist. But so in the sub 10K Discord and just like actually other Discords I'm in. So this wasn't from me. This wasn't DM from me. This is open info that's going around. But apparently for the charity whitelist, it's $600. Apparently, it's going to be $600 for a guaranteed spot. How do you guys feel about that? Because personally,
and that's
I think
that
what
is though. That's point what.
And that's like what?
I don't know why you don't just you put out this $5 million VC thing, which I think
not
confirmed, but whatever. And then you do this charity thing. I would have just charged for the mint, and then I would have had the team. I would have been like, choose 5 charities and then take some of that money and do that and let us see it on the blockchain kind of thing. This is kind of cool, but I think we're going to move on here in a second. But I think the whole idea where the founders were getting the whitelist and the founders were not going to get any of these whitelists, which is very interesting too. It's like, do it for your community. I'm on board with that. Although I definitely want one, or 10. So anyway,
me too.
Listen, Ordinals are dead, and so are cursed inscriptions after this point.
The Jubilee!
Let's talk about
After
Jubilee. Let's talk about Jubilee. Jubilee will occur at block height 824544 and make new inscriptions blessed, but not inscriptions that are currently cursed.
Wait, I thought the point was that all currently cursed inscriptions.
No.
So whatever is cursed right now is like left alone?
Yeah, it stays
straight up.
As long as it's under the Jubilee block height, it's going to stay cursed.
Yeah.
Wait, that's low-key. Okay, see.
It's kind of cool, though.
That is cool. It's
okay, you think it's cool. You're low-key.
There's
some people that hate it, though. There's some people that hate it. I'll make the other argument.
Because I wanted to bring up back from the days of the sub 10K or back from the days of the inscription number debate, everyone was talking about how the sub or like the numbers is just a fucking number. Like it's not immutable. It's not an on-chain thing that's trackable. In this case, cursed inscriptions are literally a social consensus of the Ordinals protocol. Is that valuable? I think that's valuable in the sense that it is a social consensus of the Ordinals protocol. But should people be buying it? Like, what do you feel about that?
I mean, listen, I think it's cool how it happened. I mean, we were talking about
it's
that.
It's a story, right?
I don't know if many people know about how it happened, but like it was sort of accidental, and it wasn't. It was kind of accidental.
We're talking about like cursed inscriptions.
Yeah, like how it happened.
Okay, so cursed inscriptions were never even supposed to be a thing in the first place. They were a way to mitigate an accident. In the early days of Ordinals.
I'm sorry. Did you just say mitigate?
Mitigate an accident.
I love that.
He said Vitalik was Vitalik.
Vitalik.
Is it not Vitalik?
Vitalik.
It's
more like
Vitalik Bucharin.
More like Vita Dick. Did you see that fucking monster fucking schlong he had?
Yes, I did actually.
What is that?
That's crazy.
Is that like does he type with that?
It's like one of the most bullish signs ETH could ever have. Your founder has an enormous dick. Anyways.
Does he type with that shit?
He codes with it.
Like shift right enter.
Okay. Anyways, no more talking about founder dicks.
Hello.
So
yeah. Hello. Yes. Casey, I'm so sorry. We were just talking about Jubilee. Yeah. You bastard. What are you wearing, man? Are you like just your top? Okay, cool. Are you coding? That's cool. Yeah. We're just talking about how much we might hate or like Jubilee because of the cursed inscription stuff like that. Yeah. So stop, experimenting and slow down a bit. I think we're fine. And thank you for your service.
Wait,
man.
can I ask him something?
Here, you talk to him.
When the fuck are runes gonna come out? Thank you, Casey. I love you.
He said runes. You've ruined my day. Love you. Okay, back to the show. So, Jubilee cursed inscriptions.
Okay, so the origin story of cursed inscriptions is they weren't ever supposed to exist in the first place. The reason why it happened originally is because so cursed inscriptions are inscriptions that weren't recognized originally by the Ordinals protocol, so they weren't numbered properly. So this happened extremely early on, like back in February. They kind of went, oh shit, there's an inscription that's not registered. Should we change the numbers? The community at the time, as we've seen from the number debate, don't change the numbers, leave them alone. So the team kind of just went, okay, we'll just make them negative. And that's how cursed inscriptions came to be. So they weren't ever supposed to exist. Could have been solved early on, but now we have a story, and now we have a new meta to push. By cursed inscription.
So what's interesting about it? Bitcoin.
I mean,
Bitcoin.
Bitcorn.
Bitcoin.
I think what's interesting is there was a lot of people that I think expected their cursed inscriptions that they made because whether it was like batch or parent child or some of these things that made them cursed to eventually become blessed. And that's not going to happen.
It's not going to.
And so I think that there's some people that are bummed. I'm not particularly bummed, but I do think they're.
I know one person who isn't bummed is Knox because he did those SAT 666 cursed raiders, and he's so glad for it. Yeah. I love that guy. Always shouting him out. So where are we at with the first 10K collection thing? Okay. So
the
big
debate,
so big announcement today. It's happening right now. We have like somebody in the audience who's like one of the. I don't give a fuck. He's a fucking whale in OCM, huge whale. I'm talking about whales that eat whales. And so today they're doing their migration, and it's happening for how long, Rudy? How long is it happening for? Till the end of the year. The whole ETH collection that was on chain is migrating to Bitcoin finally. So first 10K collection. Let's settle this debate. We got 4 different
sub 10K.
So okay, you broke this down really well. The 4 different sectors.
Yeah.
I just want to hear about this.
So I think there's 4 different, I feel like objective sort of first 10K things here. Right? The first 10K, I guess, just collection of ordinals that are not, one collection that are not the same brand that are not is sub 10K.
Woo!
Yeah. Right?
Yes.
All
yes.
right?
Yes. These notes.
Then I think from there, right, you then have, of course, the Bitcoin punks, right?
Yes, the
Bitcoin punks, but it's a copy of course, the punks. So it's like, is it really? I think there's a lot of debate around that.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the first fully inscribed 10K collection.
Yes.
Right? But it's a derivative. It's it's a copy.
Yeah.
Then you have, of course, in third or the third sort of piece to that is, of course, OCM, right? Which is the first 10K fully inscribed on one SAT. Before any others.
Their one SAT was like their single transaction on ETH. I think they're into just streamlining things. So
and then lastly, right,
go ahead,
is the first fully inscribed, right, individually inscribed on over 10,000 different satoshis, starting at I think like 80K, which is the Node Monks.
The Node Monks, yeah. Which so is the debate settled? I mean, other people they seem like they're just talking. I want to get done with it because I don't really think sure, let it happen and let's call it OCM. Let's say for shits and giggles, and I think it's more for. There's truth there. So
it's a debate that can never get settled because everyone will always have different opinions.
Okay, but then I think it should be
because my answer is sub 10K, and if your answer is OCM, then it's never gonna settle.
I think it's I just think there's a lot of firsts, and I think it doesn't really matter, and it'll find its place. I don't think it matters.
Guys,
I think it's
all be first.
I think this is a different ball game. Over here, it means different things. Yes, sure, you're degenning, you're buying art, and you're collecting, and you're doing things. But a lot of people are dancing with the chain, with their code and their art, and they're using it to full, effect. And we'll get to that topic later, with Nats and DMTs and stuff like that. But so
I think what's interesting though, if you really try and extrapolate it, is where this origin of why this even matters comes from. And we all know it comes from really CryptoPunks. Right?
Yeah.
Like, this is where it comes from. So I think what's been interesting is obviously over the past couple weeks, if not more, every other chain has copied Bitcoin and has inscriptions now on their chain.
Hey, wait, I just want to make a quick comment on that. Yeah. But derivatives solidify the relevance of the original.
Yeah. But I think what all I'm saying is everything else has been copied, right? By, of course, other chains. But the one thing we, of course, are trying to copy or trying to bring to this debate is of course, the first 10K.
It's because, right? The thing is, whatever is actually first, whatever is officially on chain, whatever the first one is the one that will have the most value, just because the first thing of something on anything has the most value as being first.
I mean, so
I don't know if it's a guarantee though.
No, but that's the thing. There is no guarantee. It's a debate we can't exactly settle.
Okay, so
everything to zero.
So in the 10,000K per piece collection, out of Node Monks and on-chain Monkey, let's say, and Bitcoin punks, Node Monks and on-chain are originals. Could Node Monks, do you see them at a floor? I mean, and what's the speculative floor for you think would be on? You know,
Like
the
a rack?
on-chain OC, the 300 dimensions are like at 0.69 or whatever like that, 0.85. And I'm wondering with these 10,000s, what are they going to be? Just like they were on ETH?
I mean, actually, that's a great question. So like my opinion is that the value is actually adjacent to the chain you're on. So by being on ETH and you have like the value price in ETH, okay, I think it was like around 3 ETH. Will people price it the exact same in Bitcoin, or will it be priced higher because it's on Bitcoin, which is a more valuable coin and chain in general? I think it'll be more valuable.
It's usually more pricey on Bitcoin.
Everything's really expensive.
We
on
have
Bitcoin.
some of our sub 100K stuff on our second collection still on Ethereum because we already inscribed the on Bitcoin back in in January, February. So those are a little bit lower. So if people are paying attention,
So the ETH ones are lower.
The ETH ones are a little bit
that's
lower.
interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
It's just priced differently, So
Wait, I just
That's
want to
sort of
add real
interesting.
quick.
Yeah, I mean, we have a audience member that said location.
Location.
Right?
You're talking about Bitcoin as a location?
Yeah.
It's also a
Where your
number
assets
psyops. You get me? Because look, what is 0.01 ETH compared to 0.01
Right,
Bitcoin? It's
right.
$400.
You're going to be paying a premium on Bitcoin because it's premium location.
Yeah.
Price, size, location. That's what they say in real estate. Price, size, location.
But that
What's
location-
important to you? In which order? Is it the size first? Price, location. Right here, I think it all covers 3.
That location, though, of course, comes at a cost. And I think what's needed is, of course, compression.
Compression.
Right?
So
Right.
compression was just added by Eloch, who is
Less Elon.
this guy moves. He's a man of action and moves in silence. And
Wow.
I don't know. I'm being poetic here, but he was he did this example, the compression added to the Ord client. Okay, he added this through his code and there's some coding and then he did it because he's a former videographer and he's top level.
Oh, yeah.
And he did through recursion 1 point how many megabytes?
1.2, I think.
1.2
But I
megabytes.
think the original size is like 30 megs.
It was 30 megs,
Yeah.
and he through recursive
Yeah.
through recursion. Now you can see it as a video, a 15-second video. I think, if I'm
Yeah.
mistaken, Eloch, you can shit on me
Beautiful
later.
video, beautiful time lapse. by the way.
Totally time lapse of the sky, night, dark stars, galaxies, whatever like that. I'm not doing it justice, but you'll see it on the timeline. So what does this mean for us? So how bullish should we be? There's been a few inscriptions implementing this besides him, but broadly, the broadly compression. Like, what's the most effective of compressing?
I mean, we should be extremely bullish on this because block space, Bitcoin block space in particular, is expensive and valuable. And like when you're inscribing, you don't want to pay a lot of money. You want the smallest file size you could get. So without having any technical knowledge or having to do it manually, all you have to do is inscribe your original inscription. And this is best for text-based inscriptions, by the way. So like HTML files, CSS, JavaScript, .text, whatever, you just inscribe that, it'll naturally be compressed. You're gonna pay a cheaper fee without even have to worry about like any technical things. You just inscribe and boom, compressed.
Boom.
All good. Original content, no need to worry about anything.
What is this? Is this compression, by the way, Rudy? I'm asking you. You can say it in one word and yell it out. I'll repeat it. MetaGood's compression algorithm. How similar is this, or how different is this?
I haven't looked at the one you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Compression, regardless,
It's a good thing.
a necessary tool, and I think it would come down to what are you inscribing.
Okay, thank you.
So he's like compression, regardless of what it is
a
a
good
natural
thing.
and very important tool.
And I think, honestly, we're probably going to see more stuff like this over time. Not only from, I think, like the Ordinals Core Institute or Core Team, but also companies that specifically focus on compression for Ordinals.
Yeah, I'm
'Cause,
just.
like,
Oh, actually, that's funny. Like if you're like if you're a photographer or a artist, that's actually a fire company. Like I want this on Bitcoin.
No, I mean,
don't know how to describe it.
I talked to so many artists this past week, and like they're like, oh, what's the constraints? Like they're still unsure about Ordinals, and it's always like the file size is the biggest problem. And I mean, like, you especially talked about like audio, right? I got to talk to Violetta this past week. She's amazing, and like, what it cost her to do her original song, and then of course what she wants to do in the future is not cheap.
It's not.
And even with compression, it's difficult. So any type of compression, I think, is a net positive.
I think, I think it's not cheap for a reason right now in a natural way, is that because when it gets flooded, when tooling comes, and I believe it will, because I guess I'm being a little selfish here. Like, I like creating content in movies and in animation and stuff like that. And of course, other people might want to do that in this space too, and then like inscribe the fuck out of it on Bitcoin, but they can't to its fullest effect, its desired effect. So I'm looking for that, or maybe there's a layer where there can be like a YouTube style of OTT platform that's connected to Bitcoin, where it's not just like it's not totally on chain, which would suck, but it would be great. But like, I'm looking for that day. I
could totally see a tool that uses like natural compression methods and then slices your video up and automatically puts it together in like a recursive way, so you can get like these crazy contents on Bitcoin. Yeah. And those are the companies that'll fucking like move. And I'm sure it's being worked on. I don't know anything behind the scenes. I'm just speculating.
It all comes with demand, right? It all comes with demand.
I just think that that Bitcoin would take over if a lot of these things that weren't the constraints. I mean, it would just be like everybody. I don't think ETH would even be a thing. I'm not even hating on ETH. I'm just saying, like, I bought some art today on ETH, and
I also did.
But I'm just saying, it's just like, it's very interesting. Like, I love talking about.
But I think like I agree with you. I just think that there's so many unique things about Bitcoin, and one of those things is, of course, rare sats.
Rare sats. A rare sat just sold recently for 3 Bitcoin.
Unreal.
Okay.
Alex Finn, Lakard nuts!
So, but at the same time, my buddy over here, BitChad, he thinks the market is undervalued, and I think he's right, and it's underserved. And also, forget what he thinks for a second here. These sats, just in general, forget the sale for right now. I don't really care about that. People are buying sats and they're stacking for pennies on the Bitcoin, right? So like how bullish are we on this? And this is like crypto, like this is like minting CryptoPunks for free right now.
I feel like probably somewhat similar. I think that not just rare sats, but like everything in the Bitcoin ecosystem is still so underserved. Yet hundreds of millions of dollars have now gone through these different meta protocols, from, of course, Ordinals to BRC20 to bitmaps. There's so much money going through all this stuff, but the tooling and the infrastructure is so poor. But it's going to continue to get better, but at least there's something there, which is demand. Right?
I wanted to bring.
There's demand. That's the hardest part.
There's more demand than patches in the holes.
Totally.
So in terms of what you said, like, how you said that we have hundreds of millions of dollars floating through meta protocols. Yep. Meta protocols, at the end of the day, are a social consensus. It's something that, well, I guess everything's social. But my point is that these are metas. Metas come and go. Metas will come and go, whatever. But rare sats, underlying every single meta on ordinals, on inscriptions, every inscription gets inscribed on a sat. So rare sats are something that's going to naturally be a part of Bitcoin, of ordinals, of inscriptions for literally the rest of time, or the rest of Bitcoin. And all these protocols come and go. Somebody could stop indexing BRC20s and everyone becomes a lazy fuck and doesn't want to index BRC20s. BRC20s die.
If you were stacking on ENS domains or any other domains, if you're not stacking sats, to me, that's better, because you could do so much on that, and many people haven't been really using their ENS domains for like proliferation. It's just more like stacking things and buying like,
it's like buying a domain name,
buying trademark domain names and stuff like that. And some people, they use it for their wallet addresses. But like, this just seems like a no-brainer to me that a few people are doing and stacking and just waiting for a rainy day to inscribe. When that gets cheaper,
I
like
think there's people that are waiting for a rainy day to inscribe. I think there's people that are just going to hold them, right? Like, I've been buying a lot. I have no intention of ever inscribing on them. Yeah, and maybe I will. Maybe it is at some point that there's this huge collection that I would love to have on a ton of pizza sats.
Yeah.
But like, I think what this sale that of course is sort of like the main topic here does, I think, just bring more credibility to the market. Like, someone is willing to vote with their money.
Okay, so
vote with your money.
Okay, I love the voting with the money stuff. Explain this to me. You already did. We talked about this, but explain it to the audience.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I think 3 Bitcoin is like 111 grand. Boo, right?
Yeah.
111 grand. There's obviously known rarity to a rare sat, right? Which oh man, I think I'm going to get wrong. Like I think there's only 35 in circulation and
The thing is,
500.
a rare stat comes every 2
500
weeks,
in total.
doesn't it?
Oh, okay. Is it? Yeah. So it's something.
It's like
something
it's not
close to
even that rare in terms of like.
it's not. But there
Am I
isn't-
wrong or am I correct?
It's
Right,
definitely
it's
right.
like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
gets mined every 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and it's sold for 3 Bitcoin.
We're probably so off on this, and we're just butchering it now.
Hold on,
but
hold on. While
I
you
don't know.
talk, I'm gonna confirm it. While you talk, I'm gonna confirm.
But no, I think all I'm saying is if someone's willing to spend, I think 111 grand on on something that is not inscribed, right? It's not a piece of art,
Yeah.
right? There's nothing on it. Who knows where this market will go into the future? But they were willing to sort of like take that vote with their money and push it.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of interesting dynamics and different stratifications with like all the bits that are in one block to be able to do with it. It's going to be amazing.
And this is
But-
also though, just lastly to this point, this sale is
Don't.
three Bitcoin this week.
Yeah.
3.5 Bitcoin last week.
fuck that. Why are we
So-
talking about that? And we're not talking about Michael Saylor's company buying almost $600 million worth of Bitcoin
Additionally,
today or yesterday.
they bought
Well,
$600 million more.
Look. They put people like Gordon Goner buying art on the ETH blockchain to shame. They're doing something else, so they're already onboarded. But like that, what is that signal right there? Is he fighting with BlackRock?
I mean, but he's
Like
always
you-
a top signal though.
Oh yeah. He's doing it for some reason.
No, I mean, listen,
But-
like what it does. I mean, yeah, I guess it's again like it's voting with your money, but he's done it right for a long time. I don't know that this is necessarily a surprise.
yeah.
I guess he got more liquid. I'm not sure. And I don't know if he pulled more money or like raised more money or what for MicroStrategy, but
He's just converting more shitcoins into like hard money. That's all.
Yeah.
Listen,
and he
US
believes in
fiat.
Ordinals. He met with the OCM team, right? He believes in Ordinals, and I think is I guess somewhat of a fan, is sort of an onlooker. But
He
or-
said
or-
like it's not just he believes. He says that it's bullish for Bitcoin. Like it's
Yeah.
cool that we're having building on Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Like all these laser-eyed pussies are like complaining about Ordinals, and your fucking god is.
Oh,
talking
let's
about
talk about that
Ordinals
for
are
a second.
good.
This never gets
okay.
old. First of all, laser eyes. There is Bitcoin is not just it has been sitting there and doing its own thing by itself, but to me that's like like having the script of Hamlet on the stage. It's not going to act itself, right? It's not going to like do anything else. Yeah, it is a currency and it's been Xing up and Xing down here and there. But like, there is no better idea than some of the things we've been doing with ordinal theory here. Now, you know what I mean? I mean, payment systems are few and far between with Bitcoin, BitPay, Coinbase, whatever like that. That's not even really taking
But
up.
they don't even like that, right?
Yeah,
Like,
they don't even like that. So like, what is the answer that nothing? It's like you do nothing. It just it's
It makes no sense.
it's unimaginative. It doesn't build culture to me, and it's very unimaginative and unoriginal. I'm stuttering a lot today.
Bitcoin was boring before Ordinals came out. Like that's
Yeah.
just the plain facts, bro.
and scared. So somebody in the audience is saying laser eyes are scared. I mean, I think as angry as they are when they're yelling on
They should
spaces.
be. I mean, we're putting graffiti all over their money. I mean, they should be really scared.
I mean, a lot of us here aren't fucking around. We are fucking around, but we're not like fucking around like, oh, let's just fuck around with
No, I mean-
this coder's ordinal theory protocol. We're real people. Some of us are younger than others, and we have lives, and we're trying to do something legendary and helping 10x your fucking bag, you fucking hodlers.
And just having fun. Like I think that's the thing that I love about Ordinals is I'm able to dedicate so much time and passion because I'm having fun with it. Like it's so new. There's so many things to do. There's so many new people to meet that are also cool. Like it's just like have fun. Stop being fucking lame. That's all.
Well, no, and I think another thing too. I had a really good call with someone today. I can't say who, but someone that's I really respect a lot in the ordinal space and is really a leader. And he was
Thank you,
talking
bro.
about like
Thanks a lot. We had a talk today. I literally talked to you on the phone today.
no,
Twice, I think.
You know who it was? It was Tendi. No, I'm just joking.
Oh shit, Tendi.
We were just talking about like what we really believe or how we really believe you're going to have any sort of adoption or usage of Bitcoin, and like how wrong I think the maxis have been for so long, and honestly even a lot of other blockchains as well that like to push that like the tech is what matters and the tech is ultimately what's going to sort of take you to the promised land or whatever it is. But in reality, I think it's the culture, obviously, that you build. It's the magical JPEGs. It's the wizards. It's it's the OMBs. It's those sort of things I think that will actually drive adoption.
Yeah, I can't listen. I've been to crypto parties and stuff like that, like just crypto, and it's not no PFP related stuff. It's different things. People are talking about alpha and stuff like that. But I imagine like nobody's going like, how much Bitcoin do you own? I own 35. Oh, I own 3,500.
I was in Bitcoin in 2009.
Yeah, but you don't. But you don't.
I was 7 years old.
You did what?
I was 7 when Bitcoin came out. What the
Dang.
fuck?
Okay, you just fucking Mac truck the fuck out of my story. So it's okay though. I love you, brother. You're my son. So it's God damn it, I fucking forgot, man. Jesus
Hey, no,
Christ.
it's all good. It's all good.
It's
all good. I think we should.
Speaking of builders, should we talk about a protocol that came out recently?
Yes,
I'm gonna
yes.
that came out
fucking
recently?
kill you.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Wait, I gotta get this. I want to get it. What was it? What is? Okay.
Just come back to it next episode.
Okay, we got
got you.
Thank you.
I'm
Chad.
sorry. Sorry, Dad.
You got it.
Sorry.
Bastards.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Together we're 150 years old.
Yes.
So Troy was talking about just like people building things, and we need all of that to go. I wanted to bring up, because we only have 10 minutes left, a new concept, like a new token protocol concept that came out called Digital Matter Theory, aka DMT. Let's go see the machine elves.
Whoa.
So I had my AI assistant write out a really simplified way of me to explain it, because it is a complicated kind of protocol. So I'll just read it out loud. So digital matter theory, or DMT, is a concept that transforms the raw data contained in Bitcoin's blockchain into unique digital tokens. Think of each block on Bitcoin as a mine rich with different data points, like transaction sizes, timestamps, and unique bits of code. So with DMT, we could mint these data points, turning them into tokens that have their own value and characteristics. And what we saw recently was a mint called $NAT, aka NAT, and it required, similar to bitmaps, for you to mint out the entire Bitcoin blockchain, 800,000 inscriptions, and it mints it out in 6 days, which is pretty nuts. That's like nearly 1 million inscriptions in 6 days because of a degen protocol. What do you guys think of that?
Yes, I saw that running around. I picked up some. Don't even know what I'm doing with it. Doesn't matter. What does matter is that the what it actually does inside that block. It's using every bit of that block, right?
So for NAT specifically, so how DMT works is when you deploy a mint, you actually kind of pick out what element of Bitcoin that you want to track and associate to your token. So in NAT's case, they're picking out bits. And without getting too technical, bits is a number that every block has. It's like in the 30 or 40 million range. And every single Bitcoin block has bits. So every single Bitcoin block might not have some elements that other blocks do. But in the case of NAT, it's picking out an element that every single Bitcoin block has. So it requires you to mint out every single Bitcoin block.
Which is crazy. What, 800 and how many? 840?
Like 820K nearly.
Okay.
Just like bitmap.
It's exactly
right?
like bitmap.
Just like bitmap.
But it is not bitmap.
But how is
not.
it different than bitmap?
It doesn't have a visualizer, right? Like that's the main thing about like bitmaps, right? Is you're minting a bitmap and it's showing you how that block looks.
Exactly.
Right?
No. Actually, they both have visualizers.
They do.
The
They do
main
have.
difference between DMT and bitmap is that with bitmap, it's first is first. You mint the block, and now you own that like piece of digital land. So that mint that you minted is actually tradable. So with DMT, you're actually minting out like the tokens of that block. So your mint inscription is worthless. Similar to BRC20, your transaction or your token value is associated to your wallet after you claim that block. So you don't actually. Oh, it's not land. It's not a bitmap replacement. Bitmappers don't have to get mad. We're not butting bags. It's a token standard.
It's
cool.
not. It's not. But it begs the question: like, what do you see are the plethora of things that you could do with all those bits in that block from that inscription?
I mean, in terms of that, every bit is a token. So you're actually minting like 30 or 40 million tokens per block.
And you can parse them out into different like subsectors, right? For different things, or would they all like say if you wanted to use it, part of the tokens as a governance.
Yeah, you can.
Token.
So it's just a token. It's like similar to BRC20. It's just a token. Once you have that token, it's up to you to do like whatever you want with it. It's up to you to make governance standards or protocols. It's just a way to use like natural occurring Bitcoin, non-arbitrary data to mint a token out and use it however you want.
I love it. Anything else on this?
No. I don't
Okay.
think so.
Do we want to? Which one of these want to? We got the Propers tweet. What's up? Or Ordinals drama?
Ordinals drama is funny.
Ordinals drama. Ordinals drama this week. It's not fucking high school. This is from Butoshi's mouth. Okay, who's still in high school? I'm his teacher. After class. Signed. Okay. Someone who just came out of high school. Boo. You know, there's drama in the space. And it just shows you how small the ordinal space is, right?
Yeah, because it's like, bro, like for drama, for like the type of drama going on in ordinals to be so relevant, it has to be so small in the first place that it circulates and gets around. Like similar to high school drama, like you would know people in your class. You know people in high school.
Well, wait. What is the drama?
It's just people like calling out like grift, like you're a grifter, you're a money extractor.
you're a
Okay,
grifter.
so this has to do with
Scammer.
like grifting. Yeah. So you know, like, dude,
people
yeah.
boxing each other.
It's very
Kind of, it's
interesting.
hilarious.
Is it even drama?
No,
It's not drama. I'm just being. I'm just being dramatic. I just.
No,
think
I
it's
get
funny.
it.
I mean,
But-
the bigger it gets, the bigger it gets, the more of that there's going to be. There's cronyism.
But like, it actually is drama because like, so I'm gonna bring up the original. So I'm gonna bring up the original Elena tweet. Like when the whole Elena thing went out, like not fudding Elena, not doing anything, just bringing up facts. The Elena thing came out, people fudded Elena, and it was drama. It turned into a whole thing. There were spaces, people tweeting it, talking shit, whatever, and that's drama to me.
What was the tweet about? It was the art and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it was,
just like not your art,
yeah.
whatever, and people like talking.
Of
To
course.
me, it's just like
extracting whatever.
it's just like irrelevant. Like it's just like, you know, all of this stuff is gonna pass. You know, you calling someone a grifter, they calling you, is just stupid. It has no relevance.
Yeah, but
like
when
you know, like what should be happening in spaces is like talking about like the things we need to fix in ordinals and shit like that. But instead, we just got like stupid spaces where like you have people that are just sitting in their mom's basements all day, you know, going, "You're a grifter. I hate grifters."
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Too much time on their hands. Like,
Yeah.
like it's irrelevant. You
So,
know?
so you're saying it's time to get serious?
It's time to get serious.
Okay,
It's
so-
time to get
time to get
serious.
So here's what I would say to end that and to move on from this is that when somebody says stuff like that and they spend time on your timeline or they're watching your show, I consider the source.
Yeah.
So just like, you know, go fuck yourself. So here's what I got to say. Let's get to Proper's tweet.
Yeah.
Proper is tremendous. He's a young upstart like yourselves.
Working on Singular.
Working on Singular. What was his tweet about? It's right behind us. I can't read that. I have eye problems.
Yeah, so he actually called me before putting this thread together, and we talked in length about sort of the ordinal space and some of the things that he had, of course, chatted with many different collectors on the ETH side about. And one of the main things I think the straight up question he asked this really big collector on ETH was, why are you not collecting here? And his answer was he doesn't see the current ordinal space as serious enough, right? And I think there's some level of truth to that. I think like if you go to, you know, some of the different marketplaces and you see the top trending or, you know, the collections with the most volume, you know, it's sort of like interesting pixel art and, you know, stuff that you would probably see in a lot of other ecosystems, but, you know, probably not something that like I think a lot of Bitcoiners maybe would like to have as the top, you know, I guess, I don't know.
No,
I
no.
don't even want to like try and make that judgment, you know.
I'll make the judgment.
I'm
So
not
let's call it
the
out.
guy.
So one of the top projects is a ETH derivative. Go for it. Sorry.
So I have two questions here. One is that, you know, nobody, look, there's people at this party, but are they the right people which turns the tide? Like, you know, if I get invited to a party and I'm like, oh, who's on the, say I'm gonna be asked to produce a film. I'm like, who's on the film? And if they aren't like notable or they have something that can move the needle, I may not join that team because it's going to be a lot of work for me to produce, right? Yeah. But if it's like, say, you know, you're a big time producer, I'm like, oh, I'll fuck with that because it's going to be easier and then we can get it done. So right now, even though you've onboarded 21 artists with Quadrillion, and then, you know, I have done what I've done, and Prism and Counterfeit and has done what they've done, are they the ones that make, because when you go to IRL events, like even last night, you know, like OG art, like OG artists at these parties, they're like, I want to do ordinals, you know, low key. That's the way they're talking.
Be like, I would low-key want to do
so
ordinals.
they're interested in it. It happened last night. Yeah. So they're interested in it. It's just that what is the turning tide for more like mass?
I think it takes time.
You know?
I think it takes money. That's what I really think. And like I think as you bring over more and more artists, I think, you know, more collectors start to make a little bit of a jump, right? They start to nibble a little bit, and then like it slowly comes more and more and more. And I just think
Same with the money
takes
in
time.
terms of degens and the gamble and the casino. The more profits and the more factual money that people are making on ordinals, the more it's hard to kind of like turn your head away from ordinals. Because how are you gonna fade the money that's here if you're in crypto to make profit? You just don't.
Yeah.
It's a net negative. Like, you're dumb if you do, and you're a trader. You're not a good trader if you're ignoring hard numbers.
Yeah, I would just stop begging people to come over here, and I tweet some stuff and
We
stuff
don't
like
need to
that,
beg
but don't
anymore.
fucking chastise these people for not being over here. Don't fucking do that.
No need to
Don't-
beg them.
Don't
It's already
fucking.
dead.
No, we don't need to
It's
beg
already
them no
dead.
more.
Ordinals
Yeah,
are dead.
ordinals are fucking dead. What are you talking about? You can't revive that shit. Maybe through Hmong diving. We'll talk about that later. But listen, I wanted to close it out with just saying this has been a wonderful show with these guys. I'm glad the boys are back in town.
It feels good to be
next
back.
week, we're all in Miami. We're trying to figure out how to do this show. I don't know how it's going to happen, but if it doesn't happen, I think we have a surprise one coming up. But we'll see you there, and then we'll return after the following week. And Art Basel, right, guys?
Yes.
Yup.
Okay.
Art Basel.
Art
We
Basel,
hitting
Art
the
Basel. We will
clubs.
see you there. Thanks for tuning in and watch for these fucking LA Brit. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Ordinals are fucking dead. Casey, let's have dinner.